to Mike Johnson and say, look, they didn't cover me that time. One of the linebackers was pointing, somebody's got to get him, but nobody went out with Johnson, number 27.
Andre Johnson, the backup to Ricky Blake. In the game now, the Riders going to a lot of two-back formations. 3rd and 3. And it's Blake again, this time with a lot of room. And the tackling for the Skyhawks continues to struggle, and a great effort by Blake takes him to the 33 of Raleigh, Durham.
You talked about it, Teddy. He got hit initially at the line of scrimmage by one of the defensive linemen, but just kept his balance. And the nice thing about a running back, they're taught to put their hands down. You'll see the initial hit right there, but he gets through. Now he's going to get hit again, and watch him put the hand down and maintain the motion. Another missed tackle. Put the hand down. Get that extra 10, 15 yards. The missed tackles have hurt Raleigh Durham, but again, they're only down 2-zip.
That was an extra 15 yards for Ricky Blake with that ability to maintain his balance in midfield. Now Larry Nemmer's asking for the play clock to be reset. In the World League, as soon as a play ends, the play clock resets at 35 seconds. Makes it very tough for teams, especially after long pass plays, to get themselves squared away again. 4 wide receivers. And down the far side and out of bounds. Independent receiver Dwight Pickens. Good coverage that time by number 26, Pat McGurk. That pass could not have been caught. McGurk just with a good single coverage. And on that play, both the tight end and the fullback were split out. Under Johnson again split out. Now he's coming to the backfield. But a good play that time. You look at number 26. He's the right defensive end, Pat McGurk. Now they're talking, one doctor talking to another right there. 2nd and 10. And it's Blake. And there's a good stick.
Troy Stedman with a good shot inside.
And correction, it's Andre Johnson with his first carry. Out of West Virginia. He played on the Mountaineer team that played for the national championship in 1988. There goes Troy Stedman.
So one thing you're seeing now is Raleigh Durham is making a change on defense, even though San Antonio going with the no huddle, so you can do it. Now a guy running on late. They got 12 guys on the field. 11.
11. On 3rd down, and they get it to the lone setback with 4 wide receivers. The handoff goes to Broderick Graves, and 75, John Carter, with 94, Anthony Butts.
Looked like they had 12 guys. Anthony Butts, number 94, comes in on 3rd down play, and he just stands at nose tackle, stands up his man, and comes over, gets some help from number 75, John Carter. And so far, Raleigh Durham doing a good job defensively.
They've done is they've stand up their 30-yard line. They haven't let San Antonio get inside it. Sullivan angling again. And he got it again inside the 5. This one out of bounds at the 2. Great punting in the first period by the Riders, Kent Sullivan.
In trying to make an artistic statement, one should be careful not to let one's personal aroma do the talking. In order not to offend the critics, I recommend Right Guard Sports Stick. It provides maximum protection and the freshest scents, a sublime palette of odoriferous emanations. After all, a true artiste should be remembered for his inspiration, not his perspiration. Right Guard Sports Stick. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Most guys would tell you they don't really think about their hair. Right. Personally, I think most guys want their hair to look good, as long as it's not a hassle. That's where Pert Plus comes in. It's a unique shampoo and conditioner in one. So, you get clean, more manageable hair than with plain shampoo, but without any extra work. That's Pert Plus. Hey, I admit it, I think about my hair. But it's not all I think about.
Wash and go with Pert Plus. Also in dandruff control.
Who's got the marketing plan? I do. Sales forecast.
Right here.
Presentation.
Where's Murphy's got
Where's Murphy?
the final boarding call for Delta Flight.
Maddie Klein knows careers are writing on Delta flights.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes. Better go.
Nobody told me how to cast.
Nobody knew.
Passengers should now be on board.
Maybe that's why more business people fly Delta than ever before.
Mr. Murphy, you have a nice trip.
Thanks. Already had one. likes of San Antonio, who got down there to kill this punt at the 2-yard line.
Now let's see what he does. He runs into the end zone. Does he get back out into the field of play? Watch him, number 22. Now here he's in the end zone. He's got to get back in the field of play before he touches the ball. He was still in the end zone, folks.
And there's a loose football in the end zone, and San Antonio's David Bailey recovers it for a Riders touchdown. The first attempted carry by Bren Lowry of the Skyhawks, and he fumbled the handoff.
And let's give another 6 points to the punter, Ken Sullivan. Oh, boy, you know, turnover.
But you're saying that's a play that should have come out to the 20.
That is correct. Now watch the inside backers and watch everybody. Pressure inside. They never had a chance. But the loose ball, Bailey jumps on a touchdown.
So San Antonio with 2 points from special teams, and now 7 by the defense. As Bailey attempted 7, as Bailey falls on the fumble. Now Jim Gallery from the University of Minnesota, just his second week as San Antonio's kicker.
This is one area where San Antonio has had problems in the field goal kicking game. They're only 2 for 8 this year on field goals.
Gallery drills the point after through. 57 seconds remain in the first quarter. And San Antonio now leading Raleigh Durham 9-0.
I can hear the defense for San Antonio next time the offense runs on the field. Just hold them offense until we get the ball and score.
David Bailey out of Oklahoma State played for the Philadelphia Eagles as a free agent at training camp this past year. And David Bailey scores the touchdown for the Riders. Raleigh Durham got hurt here last week, David, against Barcelona with bad first quarter field position. The same thing has happened to them tonight.
Field position, points scored, yards allowed. Field position is so important. That's why special teams are important. And we talked about this league. They've kind of taken a back seat early on because of the timing factor. You just don't have a lot of time. Now, from a positive standpoint, San Antonio doing a good job punting the ball downfield, pinning Raleigh Durham in deep. When you pin a team inside their own 5-yard line, you eliminate 50% of the team's offense. Eliminate it, and as a defensive team, you know that, so you know what to look for, and it helps you defensively.
Gallery will kick it. Raleigh Durham with Marvin Hargrove and Pettis Samuel as the deep backs. This will be Hargrove, former NFL kick returner with Philadelphia. Marvin Hargrove, and he's out across the 20.
You know,
Roderick Manning with the tackle.
And one thing we haven't talked about, some of the rule differences on kickoffs. If you don't bring it out of the end zone, it comes to the 10-yard line. So we haven't really seen that come into play yet, but it could happen at some point in time. Now, Raleigh Durham back on the ball. Let's see if they can get something going here.
Amongst the rule changes that I love the most in this league, Dave, is even after an incomplete pass, the clock runs. It's almost running time. Look at that, 21 plays already. Double the plays for San Antonio. They have 9 points. It's been double the pleasure. And Brent Lowry hits for a loss. Not only has Raleigh Durham had quarterback problems, but they've obviously had offensive line problems because they've had no running attack to speak of that this year.
Now we're seeing the two tight ends, Merton and Sprinkle, split out a little bit. That should loosen things up for the running game. There you see the tight ends. They're both split out. They look like slot receivers.
McAllister out, and Joe Merton, tight end, did not come up with it. And very quickly, Raleigh Durham faces 3rd and 13. Now the diagnosis is not good. Sean Doctor with 2 torn ligaments in his right knee, and that likely will spell the end of this football season for him. McAllister along, square out, double and drop by Clarkston Hines. With Calvin Nicholson on the coverage.
Hines does a good job coming back to the ball, and he actually has a should have made the catch, but you know, even when things are going right, good protection, good pass, the receiver drops the ball.
Hines, a local favorite, played at Duke. Set some records there the last couple of years. The first quarter is over, and it has been all San Antonio. More on the defense than on the offense, but the Riders have the lead 9-0.
Ford, GM, and Honda won't have airbags in all their cars until 1994. approximately 60,000 airbags will have deployed in Chrysler-built vehicles.
From Gillette comes Sensor, the only razor that can sense and adjust to the individual needs of your face. Sensor blades are mounted on responsive springs to continuously sense and individually adjust to your face. The closest, safest, most comfortable Gillette Sensor, together with the richness of foamy shave cream for the best shave a man can get.
Every game I gotta wear all this stuff to protect my body. But I just slip into these to protect my feet. The pump from Reebok. Hey, I switched to the pump for support, protection, and a custom fit. Which means Boomer knows something that Bo don't know. Pump up and air out.
Switch to the greatest sports performance shoe in the world, the Reebok Pump. Pump up and air out.
Back in Raleigh, North Carolina with Dave Jennings, Fred Robinson. The story of this game to this point, Raleigh-Durham with 11 offensive plays in the first quarter, minus 17 yards. The Skyhawks offense has been completely stymied by a good San Antonio defense. Detroit bounces into punt again, a 10-man front for the Riders. And Bounce gets that one away. Lee Morris. Whoa, went after the loose football, and the muff is covered by Raleigh-Durham. And Lee Morris, I think you have to say, Dave made a mistake.
You got to put up the hand, and you got to wait for that fair catch, because when the guy's coming down on you like that, there you don't have an opportunity to put it away. And that's a great timing play by number 23, Brian McFadder. 37 yards on the punt, and that time Raleigh-Durham did a good job in blocking Gary Richard. Didn't get close that time. He got down, and we're seeing a lot of mistakes here tonight, which are leading to big plays. Now it's up to Raleigh-Durham to capitalize. Now here it is again. He's got to put the hand up.
That's Brian McFadder that hit him. Lee Morris knocked the ball loose. First down, Raleigh-Durham. San Antonio 39. And I believe the play clock ran out on the Skyhawks. Well, let's see which way they go.
Number 58, Roderick Manning, came across very quickly, but there's no time left on the clock, and the penalty's in the backfield.
Number 11, offense, still first down.
You know, Raleigh-Durham had the same problem last week getting plays in.
That's right.
Had to call a couple of timeouts early in the first half.
And we should also mention that the mistake Morris makes here, Dave, is that with a 10-man rush, he has no blocking back there.
That's correct.
First and 15. McAllister scrambling. This is what he excelled at Michigan State when he quarterbacked the Spartans to a Rose Bowl win. He got back to 5 yards, plus about 1 or 2 more before David Bailey ran it down.
Now he gets out of the pocket a little early here because he's been hearing those feet all night, but he makes a big play, although he only gets 2 yards on it, or actually 7 yards, makes a big play out of nothing.
McAllister ran one in against Barcelona last week. Second down and 8. That's tipped at the line, short of Meerton, and David Bailey was playing a great first half. Got that one.
Gets the touchdown a few minutes ago, and now gets the hand on the ball.
It's interesting, Dave, to look at a Bobby McAllister who has the label running quarterback from what he did in college, but he, like Tony Rice in Barcelona, they want to come into this league and dispel that thing. The yardage difference tells the story. 4 wide receivers for the Skyhawks on 3rd and 8. Oh, that one came close to being picked off, and it was Gary Richard defending Marvin Hargrove, and on the incompletion, the Skyhawks pull off the punt.
Richard's been around tonight also. Block punt on that coverage there. And now we'll see if Troy Font can do the same thing that Ken Sullivan has been doing at the same side of the field.
So the Skyhawks are not able to take advantage of the turnover. They punt for the 4th time. That's a good-looking high punt by Fount. And, oh, it took a bad hop on the Skyhawks. Goes over the line they had set up at the goal line. So that goes into the end zone and will come out to the 20-yard line for San Antonio with 13-14 remaining in the first half, and the Riders are leading 9-0. Mike Johnson with a wireless mic comes to the huddle.
Hey, numbers 1, okay? So, numbers 1. Wide right over, 38 toss. On 1. Rip.
38 toss. It's going to be a toss to the right side on the first snap count, unless he audibles.
Go!
Graves. Good running by Broderick Graves. Ronnie Williams throws the big lead block. Broderick Graves is a hometown boy. He's from Charlotte. He went to college at Winston-Salem, just west of Raleigh.
There's that first down efficiency I talked about earlier. I've talked about in previous games. A 9-yard gain on first down just sets up everything else for you. This is almost a throwaway down here.
Again, 4 wideouts. Johnson's going to keep it. Got a busted
play. He's trying to hand the ball off inside, but Graves did not take it from him. So smart thing, you just tuck it away and take it upfield. If you're going to get hit, just don't go backwards. Graves gets the Johnson gets the first down.
I wonder if that's Mike Johnson's college sweatbands. He has the sweatbands with the Z on him for the Akron Zips.
I heard from Bill Hess. He is the left slot receiver. Number 83, he's their leading receiver.
Big hole up the middle. And San Antonio continues to hammer away on the ground as Broderick Graves gets it across midfield. Huge hole by that middle of the San Antonio offensive line.
Well, something we talked about earlier. They do run the ball well. We didn't see it early, but we're seeing it now. If you can run the football, it's, you know, fans maybe don't like it a whole lot, but it's how you win football games.
Davis, this World League season, inaugural season goes on, it seems like we're seeing more and more teams trying to simplify their offenses. Quarterbacks have been hurt. Out to Ronnie Williams on the pass, and he's down there the 40 of Raleigh Durham. Troy Stedman can tackle for the Skyhawks, but it seems if the offensive lines can't handle the stunts and the blitzes, coaches are saying, okay, we're going to get simple and run the ball.
Well, you don't have a lot of time, so you got to keep it basic and simple, and that's why sometimes these fancy things on defense work, because you haven't had time to pick those things up.
Second down and a yard. We have 11:15 to play in the first half. San Antonio driving, and they lead the game 9-0. And now they're using Broderick Graves, who's listed as their third-team running back. He's playing like a first-teamer on this drive. 29 yards on 3 carries.
James Harper, who is the right guard, just pulled into the hole and led up for a nice block for Graves. Got to plug those offensive linemen also. Graves getting the work here. 3 rushes, 30 yards. Not a bad average.
He was a draft pick, New Orleans, 9th-round draft pick of the 1990 draft. 3 wideouts on first down. And wide open down the far side, and in is your man, Bill Hess, for the San Antonio touchdown.
Richard Smith, number 41, blown assignment. He was over there, but just let Hess go. We talked about him just a few minutes ago. Leading receiver is Bill Hess, lined up on the left side. Top of your area is in the slot. Now he just runs by. Now there's just a blown assignment, because there you can see number 41 is Richard Smith. He thinks he's got help deep, but he doesn't. Coming in late, maybe number 29, Gerald Mack. So one of those two guys.
Jim Gallery for the extra point. John Garrett, wide receiver, does the holding. That was a blistering 80-yard drive by the Riders. Garrett did a nice job to put that ball down. Gallery drives it through, and so we have 10:33 remaining in the first half, and it's a quiet Carter Finley Stadium in Raleigh. The Riders out 16-0.
A company can learn a lot in 125 years. As you learn, you make your product better and better. 125 years of quality. That's why people who know use Valvoline.
In making an artistic statement, one's personal aroma shouldn't do the talking. So I use Right Guard Sports Stick with maximum protection. A true artiste should be known for inspiration, not perspiration. Right Guard Sports Stick. Anything less would be uncivilized.
This is where it happened. The breakthrough in urethane chemistry that created a car polish so technologically advanced, one application lasts an entire year. Introducing Finish 2001, the car polish you use only once every 12 months. This old car's been badly neglected. Its finish appears destroyed. With no rubbing, no buffing, Finish 2001 with its urethane formula safely brings back the showroom shine, a rich, deep gloss shine that lasts an entire year. We tested Finish 2001 against other Lee polishes, even some that claim to protect your car against fire or against acid. And the test results? Nothing, but nothing protects or shines better than Finish 2001, the 12-month car polish with a 100% money-back guarantee.
Finish 2001 is available at these fine stores.
Got him come with me.
Bill Hess, a Division II All-American at Westchester in Pennsylvania.
Again, lined up in the slot on the right side of your screen, a defensive breakdown, and Johnson just picks it up beautifully. Hess just takes it in. Again, you never know if it's a guy coming over late, in that case Gerald Mack, or was it the safety earlier?
It was a mistake is what it was.
That's it. One of the two guys.
5 plays to go the 80 yards. 16-0, the Riders of San Antonio with an impressive first half. And Jim Gallery with a high and a short kick, and it'll be Marvin Hargrove at the 11-yard line. Hargrove out across the 25. He's a real interesting story. A guy who walked in to a tryout camp with the Philadelphia Eagles last year, went up to Buddy Ryan in the parking lot outside the Eagles complex and said, "Give me a chance." Ryan did, and Hargrove made their team and caught a touchdown pass last year for Randall Cunningham.
That's where Buddy's going to be somewhere this year. He's going to walk up to someone and say, "Give me a chance," right?
That's right. Hargrove had a good year returning punts until he had some fumble problems for Philadelphia. Well, the Riders with about 10 times the yards, twice the possession time, and a 16-point lead as McAllister airs it out. And his receiver, Hargrove, was claiming he got held up, but running into Anthony Cooney and Gary Richard down there, he ran out of places to go.
Tough place to try and force a ball when your receiver is double covered like that. You're not going to get much help from the official. What most receivers do, though, they always look to the official. Come on, give me the call.
The Skyhawks at their 26-yard line. They have had one good chance after recovering the muff punt earlier in this quarter. McAllister again. That one is high and off the fingertips of Kevin Sprinkles. And I would say another thing, just watching the World League, Dave, that you notice quarterbacks are not quite as accurate. We get spoiled with the incredible accuracy of National Football League quarterbacks.
Especially with some of these quarterbacks here. They've just been around for a little bit. They don't know the receivers well enough. And, of course, when you have pressure that McAllister's been getting, he's probably going to throw it a little bit more quickly than you would like to.
Now 3rd and 10 for the Skyhawks. Pressured again, and that one is caught nicely. And that'll be a first down for Raleigh Durham. Marvin Hargrove.
And the fans getting into it.
That is the first offensive first down for the Skyhawks in the game. They had one on the penalty on their first possession. And Marvin Hargrove, that's 12 catches now for Marvin this year. And with some injuries, Sean Doctor being out, Clarence C.A., a good receiver they have, is out tonight. He's going to have to factor more in their offense. Ball carrier is Brent Lowry, and Tim Walton, 57 of the Riders, makes the tackle.
San Antonio, two very active inside linebackers, number 57, Tim Walton, also Greg Gilbert, 55. Good at rushing the quarterback, good at stopping the run.
8.5 to play first half. 16-0 San Antonio. 2nd and 8. McAllister, good job to get away from pressure. And he dumps it to Joe Meerton, the tight end, and he's in midfield. Greg Ross put the big pressure, but McAllister got away. At Legion Field in Birmingham tonight, the London Monarchs hoping to keep pace with Barcelona at 4-0, and they lead Birmingham in the second quarter.
European division, pretty tough division.
Skyhawks are heading to Europe to play Frankfurt next Saturday. Find out how tough that travel is. McAllister heading for the marker, and he's run out just shy, and that's a good defensive recovery by Ken Watson to make sure McAllister didn't get the first down.
McAllister has done an outstanding job on this drive, staying free. San Antonio rushing 5 and 6 guys, getting pressure, but McAllister doing a good job getting free, and
well, the fans are letting Roman Gabriel know what they want to do. Go for it on 4th down and a yard.
Why not?
0-3, down 16-0. Now McAllister calls time as he comes to the line. Down to 3 on the play clock. 7.5 to go second quarter, and a big 4th down coming up for the Skyhawks.
Before leaving home, 50% of all travelers get butterflies. 2 out of 3 leave someone they love behind. And nearly everyone thinks traveling is hard work. Nobody understands the trials and travails of travelers like Holiday Inn. And nobody gives them more comforts at a more comfortable price. Holiday Inn. Stay with someone you know who really knows you.
You'll find the most unique and affordable presents at Sherry's Interiors and Gifts. Choose from a wonderful array of traditional and Victorian accessories. You'll love Sherry's lamps, crystal, and decorator mirrors and pictures. Sherry capable decorators can assist you in choosing floor covering, wallpaper, and fabric in all the latest styles and colors. So when you're looking for a special gift or accessory, come to Sherry's Interiors and Gifts on Grubbs Avenue off Fieldstown Road behind Gardendale First Baptist Church. That's Sherry's Interiors and Gifts.
$1 million is on the line in USA Network's World League Challenge, and you can win it instantly, along with a world of other big prizes. If you have the guts to play. Remember, one play and life could be a whole new ball game. Catch World League football action on USA Network. Grab a game piece at participating KFC restaurants during April, and these locations now.
To come back. He seduced and betrayed them. Now they're getting even. Jack Scalia, Catherine Oxenberg, Ring of Scorpio, April 24th and 25th at 9.
Dave Jennings, what do you think Coach Gabriel has decided here on 4th and 1?
Well, seeing as the athlete that McAllister is, maybe move him, put him outside on a little rollout, give him the option to throw the ball or run it across. I don't think they'd get it up the middle. Too much pressure from the San Antonio defense. The inside backers are tough, but we're going to see.
We're still very early in this football game, but this is a key play because Raleigh Durham needs something to give them hope. 4th and 1, and they jump. They got the first down a gift as Mearden got up in motion, and Mark Ledbetter, 94, jumped.
See, they reacted to Mearden.
Illegal procedure, number 72 offense.
Well, that I did not see. Kelly John Lewis moved.
And that changes the whole complexity of this play. So they're going to have to punt the ball. But Mearden went in motion. The defense jumped. Now, even though the defense jumps, you can't. The offensive lineman got to stay in their position.
That builder's contact.
Correct.
So the penalty takes the Skyhawks out of the 4th down try, and now their 5th punt. This time the Riders do not put the big rush on. And Lee Morris, after his muff, will take a fair hit. So the Riders start from their 20-yard line, leading 16-0 after a 33-yard punt. And Richard Dean Anderson is a troubleshooter without a gun.